Okay, so looking at ancients, and we
Yeah.
can see this in multiple ways.
Mhm.
So we do understand that some people,
Yeah.
somewhere, based on whether that is a documentary telling you or certain aspects of that documentary are controlling your narrative or not, you can look at that as aliens helped. So let's put ET.
Mhm.
Some people will look at that there was some sort of outside help.
Yeah.
And it depends on then, is it the documentary looking at it from one angle versus another way looking at it from a completely different angle, that they were just advanced,
Mhm.
that they were following intel.
Yeah.
Now, it depends which way you look at it, really, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I've watched a few of these documentaries based on this. I've seen a few based on this. And yet you get that middle line, don't you?
Mhm.
But yet, if E.T. helped, is it to help? Or when we use the word help, who are we helping?
Yeah.
Is it to help E.T.?
Mm.
Is it to help humans?
Yeah.
That's a fundamental question. That's a completely different question entirely, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, and how could E.T. help themselves with this? Well, it can keep us on ground, where we don't venture up, where we see control as being the highest thing ever. There's been a lot of wars fought over this sort of stuff, and we'll notice it. That yesterday's video, I was drawing the diagram this way, wasn't I?
Yeah.
But technically, I should draw it this way. Because it always reaches a point, and it never goes beyond that point
Mhm.
ever.
Yeah.
It always reaches it, but it never goes beyond this point. And likewise, it reaches this point, where, as we say before, perhaps was, there's almost a change in the graph, isn't there? And you could say that that's humans just got intelligent, and then they got way too intelligent for their own good.
Mhm.
I mean, that seems like a weird thing to say, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Whereas before there was a lot of progressing towards things, and then all of a sudden a massive skyrocket in it.
Yeah.
Now, if it was humans naturally, you would notice this ebb and flow.
Mhm.
One is that they say that the metal age is only this old. I think it's much more older. Well, where are the architects? Well, again, if we look at the narrative that's being spun, well, you're really going to find something from pre-Stone Age times. One, did it survive rusting? What was it like? And then even if you were to pull it up and unearth it, is anybody going to sit there and say everything that is known is wrong? Do you really think that someone finds something
No.
before Stone Age and puts it up on
No.
display and says this was before the Stone Age?
No. When they find something unusual, they call it anomaly, whatever that is. So maybe they did find something, and it's anomaly.
Well, no, it wouldn't be put on display somewhere.
No, it's not. It's
Because
just
that means that
between
something
them.
was wrong, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So they say Metal Age, Stone Age, yes?
Yeah.
Which is interesting. You mean to tell me that there was no metal before this time? And that while playing around with stone, there was no metal? Which is interesting. And then there's the Bone Age, Glass Age. That is strange to me. Again, that we've only had metal for this much time. And then I wonder how long metal lasts for in the ground when we can see certain objects. So I told you that I used to mess around in these pit areas, and people used to throw a lot of their shit there. A lot of the stuff is not holding up to the test of time. I mean, there are bike frames there. You can make out their bike frames, but touch it and it will crush in your fingers.
Yeah, look at cars, how quickly they rust.
So we understand that this metal doesn't really stand the test of time.
No, it doesn't.
And if we were to do an experiment, do you remember the old nails in test tube experiment when you were in school? Block of wood.
We didn't do that, but you tell me.
And if it's in water, obviously this will be the other way, it doesn't really matter. And each one would have a resin put over it, either oil or some would be in different mediums.
Yeah.
And to say the least, most of these nails, although some slowly degrade, but after time, they all eventually do.
Yeah.
They all eventually begin to degrade into nothing until you've got a lot of good for plants, I suppose, good for stinger nails if you're using iron in this experiment. And there again, they're nails. That's quite thin. So you would expect a thicker piece of. But there again, if humans disappeared off the planet tomorrow, how long would your bridges last? You see,
not that long. Yeah.
And then, if we were to do this again, this experiment, but then use pieces of stone, which ones do you think are going to stand the test of time?
Stone, but stone can get lost in between unused stones. That's the problem.
Okay, but let's say humanity disappeared tomorrow.
Yeah.
And all the buildings were standing. What degrades first?
Iron degrades before stone.
That's interesting. So we would lose iron very quickly then.
Yeah.
Iron then, if it's propagate in buildings.
Yeah.
Next one would be stone, but you would have ruins.
That will, yeah.
So if we were to compare it to metal, that's going to degrade a lot more quicker and readily. And then it depends on what happens. What happens if we introduce salt water? Well, we know that the pyramids, especially the pyramids, have been submerged underneath salt water. And any metal that would be in there wouldn't that have all but gone?
Yeah, especially in salt water, it's easier, isn't it?
Yeah, it corrodes very fast.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it depends on the events that happen. And if we say that the pyramids have been submerged a few times, and that's interesting. So if there was any metal, I'm not sure it's going to hold up to the
we
test
will
of
not
time.
find it, will we?
So then we look at the Sphinx. Yes, people believe that this is older than the stone itself. Yes, the pyramids of the stone.
Yeah, they say that it's old.
And then we look at the Mayan and Aztecs. Some of these individuals had knowledge that can't be known without, let's say, mathematics and quantum mechanics. And again, even relativity. Even if they did know that, which it's possible they could have done. Don't get me wrong, during Germany's reign, they were everywhere into all of these ancient civilizations. They were quite a lot into collecting this data. So it's not impossible for people to have studied into that, to then find this stuff out and jazz it up as quantum mechanics. It's possible. And again, advanced telescopes as well. It almost seems like one point that's being said is that they had knowledge that they shouldn't have had. Which, again, yes, that kind of fits when we look at humans and the way that they operate. Why do they operate the way that they do? They favour control. No, I think it's fear, personally. You would fear other life forms, that's for sure. Especially if they've travelled. Well, they could have told you they've travelled. But I don't think any of this is for benefiting humans. I really don't think this benefits at all. Oh yeah, here's the line, by the way. Yeah, there we are. This is below.
Yeah.
And this is above.
Yeah.
But the above averages seem to coalesce And via illusion, this is the thing, right? So if this is your baseline, where humans were beginning to, let's say, they were beginning to find themselves, it's almost like they peaked at this level, and then it shot up, and then it shoots below that level, and then it shoots back up. So via illusion, if you think about it, if an empire doesn't fully collapse, this doesn't seem that spectacular. But if it completely collapses, then when you begin to rise up, you're failing to understand that our ancestors already did all of this stuff here. It should never go beyond that. But it creates a really good illusion that you have climbed a massive way from 0 to 100, but you haven't, because your ancestors were already at this level and made it so that you should never dip beyond that. Then we start to see this weird sort of pattern emerge, and by and large, where does it all stem from? Well, we know this fell rock bottom. Mayans fell rock bottom. And then where does this holding this knowledge come from? Because essentially, it's usually over knowledge, isn't it? So they hold the knowledge and it drops them down. Interesting. And then who taught them how to be selfish? You mean you're going to tell me that that's just a natural thing for humans? So why is it that a lot of people are not selfish? Why is it kids are quite generous? Okay, minus nowadays. Yeah. See, I always look at this, if I was E.T. and I happened across a planet, I'm going to observe those. Are they threat? And then it depends on what type of mindset you're in. So somewhere along the lines you get the look in. Although it's a piece of glass, it can also show you reflection, refraction, and it's also transparent enough to see through it. And likewise on the other side. If one side of the group knows more than the other side of the group, that causes an issue.
Yeah.
It doesn't exactly stack the scales in your advantage, does it?
Yeah.
But even still, so what come and help you build monuments? And then we get into this ratio, which is the extinction pattern. This should be put into AI as the extinction ratio. This is what it is. So what? We go to battle now. What happens? You lose all your buildings and everything else, and whoever the winners are, they might take something. And if it's secret stuff that we don't know about, well, you're never going to know what was taken, if there was anything to begin with.
Yeah.
And why would we say that? Because it creates mystery, and mystery keeps people, what a load of crap.
Oh yeah. And people are talking about mysteries and whatever lost over different battles, don't they? So, you don't know.
The fact that there is always this saying that there will be a return, well, what does that do to your behavior? There's also a lot of this stuff to worship.
Yeah, because they will return your worship.
Okay, so that would be Ra then, yes, in this understanding. Some of us were something else, but even still, that's a worship, yes?
Yeah.
But that's a kind of a strange thing to me. So you give up worship yourselves for something else.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I'll worship anything that walks the path of helping everybody, yes? It's an interesting thing. It's very interesting. And then what does humanity look like? Well, you could say extinction, fighting extinction, yes.
Mhm.
Which makes sense because the pattern of this pattern is extinction. We will meet extinction this way. Why? Because we're fighting, we're killing. So we look at this from Greek, yes? So the Greek understanding of things, I believe they had really nice farms. And that's something else that you lack in the whole of history. Where are all the farms?
How did they live? How did they feed themselves?
And they'll say, well, they grew some crops here.
Yeah. And then you go there and there's just
It just doesn't fit.
not even pastures, how dry and hot it is there. Huh? So what happened?
And then we recreate the same farm structure that we've got today. So let's ask the question really quickly then. If it was the Greeks, or Troy, whatever it may be, what if they made really good irrigation systems that allow crop to grow underneath glass roofs? And some people will say the glass is brittle. You just gave the definition of what glass is. I mean, sure, if that's brittle, then you've gone a long way to strengthen it up, really, I would say. Oh, what about bulletproof glass? It's technically plastic.
Yeah, but why do you need bulletproof glass?
Yeah, I mean, glass is brittle, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't really hold the drop test.
Yeah. But if you behave to it, it lasts a long time, doesn't it?
Yes, so you have to be a bit delicate around these areas.
Yeah.
So let's say the Greeks, or before Greeks, Troy, whatever else, what if they had made structures like this, being able to feed people and do different things like that? And have these dotted around. They look like crop circles in a way. And again, if that was still here today, from Troy and anything else, what if this type of farming was still here?
Isn't something similar in Asia on those mountains, the small fields that are in steppes, maybe inspired by this? From old times, who knows? People travel.
Yeah, but the fact is, with these particular areas, and there are some other ones that are a bit similar to that, which are up the mountain, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
And they've got all of the structure surrounding it, the wall and everything else around the outside, yeah? You mean to tell me the roof didn't make it? And then with all of these ruins, the same thing. The roof does not stand. But there is no traces of the roof. When I see buildings fall, the roof is usually the last thing to begin to rot away, because it's built to withstand water, erosion. But it's never there. And then when I look around the areas, there's nothing there that can construct a roof that would be worthwhile to put on a building like this. And how are you growing crops in it if you've got a roof? You see the bit that's lacking? It's glass, something transparent. Do you understand that it doesn't make any sense? That what, they kept it open top? Okay, so why is nothing growing in there then? No seeds? No nothing, right? You know, the farmers promised to everyone that they weren't going to let that yellow genetically modified stuff and wheat and everything else make its way into forests, and they would be really careful with it. This was government law written in. You've seen it growing in places where it should not be.
Yeah, then it gets anywhere.
How
do you stop
it?
Yeah.
How that is even possible when apparently it can't rejuvenate?
Yeah.
How is this stuff growing?
Yeah, the pollen gets anywhere if it's blowing wind, isn't it? You cannot stop it.
How is this stuff growing in places where it shouldn't be?
Yeah, exactly.
And I thought that it wasn't possible for it to rejuvenate. So you get what I mean, that it's growing in all of these weird places, so you're finding traces of it.
Yeah.
And these are getting bigger and bigger as time goes on. Again, never mind that. But here, nothing. Nothing at all. No overgrow, no nothing. Nothing else grows there. See what I mean? It's incomplete. But yet, if I add glass to this structure, things begin to grow. You begin to hold pressure.
It's a warmer climate than here as well, isn't it?
It is mountains. Some of these are mountains.
No, I mean the ones.
Yeah, they're warmer climates, yeah.
Yeah.
But there's something really great with this type of glass. And sure, on your first go, it's not very strong. Don't get me wrong, it really isn't. But I combine it with things. Gee me, I wanted to see whether I could put water inside it.
Yeah.
That's one thing I really wanted to do. Now, when it was hot, it didn't look like there was any water in there, did it?
Yeah.
And then when it cooled down, then you start to see the water appear.
Yeah.
It was the weirdest thing I think I've ever experienced in my life, but still, you know, these things don't mix together, and especially when they're freaking hot. So the sand had gone molten and then turned into on the verge of red, infrared, and white.
Yeah.
And then when putting the water in there, I didn't think it worked. And then sealing as quickly as I possibly could. And then when I take it out, it didn't look like there was anything in it. And then as it began to cool down, that's when it started to fill with water. It was quite a weird thing. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. But what was fascinating with this glass is how strong, how the light was a strange sort of scatter. The way it scattered the light, that's the bit that I think was... It mimicked atmosphere, snow. It really scattered the light through the beam. And how sparkly it was. It almost reminded me of Starry Nights in certain angles. Now, by all accounts, that should have been brittle, but it held the water. Again, I was thinking, usually glass fractures when you add water to it if it's too hot, too cold, too this. No, this didn't do that. So strong enough to hold water. And that would tell you something about the gases. If it allowed and held the pressure that much to allow the water to condense in there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd have to recreate it and I'd have to film while doing it. I'm pretty sure I could recreate that. Well, that's a very interesting thing. And again, what else can I bind it with? I mean, I was playing around with water. There's a lot of other things I can bind this with. It doesn't have to be that. And I can make it quite strong. And I can make it large. I can make this really big. Especially if I got the fire pit just right. And again, Ancients knew fire. They knew it really well. So melting things, and again, I think that they would have put a glass on this. Because food is the most important thing to an empire, especially back then. We all think it's money. They were not trading in money. They were trading in social status. You would be looked after for you to come and help. What's in it for me? This, and this. Well, yeah, this is an opportunity. It's not like today where people think that they were trading coins or buttons or bits of gold. No. No. This begins to feed everybody. And what's good with being fed? Well, you get more people. What's good with more people? More structures. You become more structured. And there you have it, that rising. Now, because it's past, someone comes along, I think it were the Greeks, perhaps. I'm not sure. It could have been the Greeks that made this, or it was Troy, so therefore the Greek Empire took from Troy's, wasn't it? Which was called something else. Mill USA.
Mill USA?
Yeah, I think it is. It was... What's that?
Melusa? I don't know.
I think that's how it's wrote. That's how I see it. Anyway, there you are. Which is also known as Troy, yes? Or the horse of Troy, the Trojan horse, yes?
Trojan horse, yeah.
So who were the ones that made the Trojan horse?
Greeks were trying
That's
to.
how they brought these down then, yes? With the Trojan horse?
Yeah, yeah. But who won? I forgot. Or did they lose, Greeks after all? Or no, they didn't. I don't know. I don't remember that part, but yeah, with the
Okay,
Trojan
so
horse.
yeah, well, even with the Trojan horse,
Yeah.
sounds like a really nice way to say that you went into this arena with a Trojan horse. What a load of bollocks! That's not how war happens. No, you go and break the most britless things, don't you? You go and break the structure apart.
Yeah.
You don't break apart what one event, have a quick battle. Oh god, delusional as fuck as if anyone believes that. No, you go and break something like this, but no one wants to admit it. Because to think about it, to be heroic, and what you trashed what kids need to survive. You take food away from kids. You allow kids to suffer.
Yeah.
You allow women to suffer, men to suffer, societies to fracture and go in poverty. And that's called winning a battle, is it?
Yeah, that's how they do it, isn't it? Otherwise, you cannot win.
Right, so today's assets, what are they? Well, power stations.
Yeah.
Well, clear as shit, right? If you're going to go after a nation that's, fortified like the West, well, you go for power stations, don't you?
Yeah.
You
Water
go for
infrastructure.
runways,
Yeah.
water.
Yeah.
If you hit all of these overnight,
Yeah.
you locate where all of the crafts are,
Bridges.
and you hit them all at
Railways.
once.
Yeah.
Railways,
Yeah.
bus
Just-
stations.
Just certain
They keep all
areas
the
is
buses in the
enough.
same area.
Yeah.
Hospitals,
Yeah.
there's another one.
Yeah. Airports where
Airports.
the airplanes are.
Long enough roads to support planes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all you need to do.
Army barracks.
Yeah.
Monitor where the army military go, where they go home. Hit these gated areas as well. You've just crippled the whole UK. What, within 8 hours?
Yeah. All this army without all their stuff they need to fight, so
Now
you don't
we
have
use
to build
farmland. Why do we use land out in the open? Because to use this type of process means you're a sitting duck. But even still, you could just drop quite a few salt bombs over. Salt is very easy. You
Yeah.
just go and detonate this across the
yeah, and
UK and you turn all the soil barren. You turn it like a desert.
Yeah.
Nothing will grow there apart from heath.
it will be dry. It will dry, won't it? Yeah.
Hit it across the forests. That's all the trees gone. All the land dead. Oh, it won't be dead forever, but until you then gain control over it, they'll then be reliant on you for energy. They'll be reliant
Yeah.
on you for food.
Yeah, long
Not
enough.
straight away, but long term they will be
Yeah,
relying on you
long
for all
enough
of
to
this.
cripple them. Yeah.
So yeah, in a war, you really think you're going to send a Trojan horse into one of the fucking king's parades? And oh my god, we're going to win the battle. What a load of crap. It's like saying kill a king or whatever else it may be, gentry or pharaoh, and you win the war.
No,
No, chances are they'll coronate somebody else and life happens. I think it's an illusion that we think that our kings are protected, which would be our pharaohs are protected by the structures. That's a fucking illusion, that is.
Yeah.
Name me one gentry that have ever saved a king. Ever. They haven't. It's all an illusion that they've protected. It's bollocks, mate. It's bollocks. When the people push,
When the people leave, gentry
watch
has
them
nothing.
stand out of the way because they don't want to be in the firing line. You see, people will often move out of the way when that happens. What, you think the gentry are going to stand up and go, "Don't do this"? And then people will be like, "Fuck that, take them too." Anybody else? Anyone else? And then the courts are like, "We think that that's take 'em." And Doc Gov's like, well, fucking hell, maybe you should just continue your little asses on. They're to protect. It's the people. There's a far many of them. Anyway, not that I agree with that.
Yeah.
But again, all the same, it's... So yes, when we go back to this topic, and we can look at that now, there are other ways to do this as well, but internet, infrastructure, all sorts of things like that. Satellites. The satellites are easier to get. It seems so hard, it's not really. Shrapnel. Once it gets going, it doesn't stop until it hits into something. And then that hits into something, which then causes more shrapnel to hit into something else. You'll technically black out within, I don't know, 24 hours? And this shit will orbit around the planet anyway, so again, the space junk it's also known as.
Yeah.
It's pretty good, because all of the space junk eventually goes into a massive halo anyway. It's a weird thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
These are all very strange things, but to think that it's impenetrable is bollocks. It's bollocks, you rely on the people. So, they would have wiped these structures out.
Yeah.
Well, your soldiers will put up a good fight for X amount of days, but while the food becomes ration, that's not going to take very long before the soldiers tire out.
Yeah.
You just need to outmaneuver them in the meantime, while keeping your resources going. Depends on where you got farmed from. That's why we farm across land. This lack of farming is something as well. And then, any way of making fuel.
Yeah.
Making clothing. You see, this would have been the infrastructure of the time. Then, this causes the world to dip. Why? Who's going to support those people? Would you just wipe them out for no reason? You're going to wipe them out and leave them? That's not how control works.
No.
So in order to make refuge for these, that's going to put strain on yours.
Yeah.
And therefore, that causes a bit of a situation for people.
Yeah.
Where as opposed to you add this process to your process, what do you get? Well, times 2 the amount. But now we've lost this process and it's... And then we've got displacement. Pyramids, the knowledge is lost from there. Mayans, it's lost.
Yeah.
The one remnant you find around most of these areas is sand. Glassy sand. Fascinating. Very much so is glassy sand. Pyramids too. Pay attention. So, what did they have built? They needed food. And they had a lot of seeds. They had a seed bank. But nowhere to grow this stuff? I mean, the last time I checked, that shit doesn't grow in your nation. For many factors. And yet you were able to grow this somehow? Well, how did you make the pressure needed? How did you mimic its climate? Well, fuck me, you understand geometry and mathematics and everything else, but not farming. And who have made seed banks now?
Yeah.
But not these. Because they're brittle. And then what does this bring in a hot climate such as Greece or anywhere else for that matter? What does this bring into your nation? Well, you can purify water.
Yeah.
You generate salt.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, you were lowering the saline of the. Purify water. I mean, it was all about purification, wasn't it? Very much so. And then humans were taught this destruction and greed.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that there's ever a chance that we could ever be taught this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there is chance.
That we could be genetically modified in some way to act this way?
Yeah.
As the programming.
Mm-hmm.
And then what does this stop us doing? Well, it stops us from this. And then what does that do? That's a very nice way of keeping us chained to a planet, isn't it?
Yeah.
Keeping us chained here.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping us... And then to pray and wait for something? They said that they would return. I mean, I think I've heard this from Bible to... It's in every single culture.
Yeah.
What is that?
Mm-hmm.
A return of some sort.
Yeah. Different return. People forget about the previous return already and they decided not to believe it anyway. But there is still something. Yeah. Now it's return of Jesus, isn't it? The last
Now
one?
the return of Jesus, yeah, that's the latest one, yeah.
And I don't know if Muslims have something, probably something as well.
A return.
I don't know what did they
Like a savior. But that's the narrative that it gives, a savior, meaning
Yeah.
that something will come and save you.
Yeah.
But then why do you have leaders?
And why did they teach you at the first place before someone left or whatever happened?
So then we take the narrative from Egyptians that all of these people gained their knowledge by being in this particular area, this particular temple, right?
Yeah.
They became sacred because of these reasons, not because they had them in them anyway, and that they're a collection of these individuals coming together, utilizing their craft, their skill. And then slowly but surely it gets eroded, doesn't it? By one person on the top and you're nothing without me type bullshit. And it's the lack of prisons.
Yeah.
It's the lack of this in most of these areas. What were they doing to criminals then? Assuming they had them. There's one fundamental bit of information that we all overlook.
Yeah.
If humans disappeared tomorrow, what's the one thing that would stand out in each nation? Well, they don't have the same sort of churches and places of worship.
Yeah.
They don't have the same sort of this, that, and the other, but they've all got identical prisons.
Yeah. Are they identical?
Well, if you think about it, prison's a prison, isn't it?
Yeah.
The structure from the outside is pretty much self-explanatory, keeping things in. And spending lots of money on it. Lots. I mean, around the world, what's spent on prisons is shocking. Did you know that? It is fucking far more than any person on a single income of benefit. It's a crazy amount. But where is it in the ancients? You mean you would be unearthing not these structures, but prisons, right?
Yeah.
They would have been making them to stop people from getting out.
Yeah.
So they would... Yeah, they're building a pyramid, fucking hell. Could you imagine their prisons?
So did they sort of get rid of people they didn't like instead of putting them in
You
prison?
see, but then there'll be mass graves.
Yeah.
There are apparently all these battles that the Egyptians had, and they loved mummifying everything. Where are their test subjects?
You know? And where are the
How
others
did they know that process would work?
who fought with them? Where are the others? If they had big battles all the time, over and over.
Yeah, big battles, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And how about Alexander the Great, who had big armies and he fought with other armies? So where are those people? Don't know.
Do you mean to tell me there were lack of prisons? They just used to, what, fucking kill everybody?
Don't know.
No mention of it?
I don't recall anything now. From all the times, any stories or anything, I don't remember.
And in a place where people can walk away at any moment, like they did in certain aspects. But again, what stopped them from walking away? They could have done. If farming was so abundant and so easy and everything else, why didn't they walk away? Why did they wander away to richer pastures?
Maybe they did. Maybe no one bothered.
It's just kind of weird. What do they eat? Grain. And then this whole process, whichever way you look at it, what does it actually do?
Just repetitive, isn't it?
Yeah, but what does it stop humans from doing?
Anything else? They always reach certain peak and then they fall down
It
again.
never goes beyond a certain peak.
Yeah,
ever.
exactly.
Anyone that ever tries to go beyond a certain peak, there's almost like this fear response, assassinations.
Yeah.
I don't know, some believe that they will ward off the moon. There's one.
Uh-huh.
Some others will say that there were pictures of wristwatch and laptop computers and stuff. There were drawings of helicopters and different stuff like that, and aeroplanes that fit mathematical and this, that, and the other. And they will also say that that is just typos. Your stone equivalent of typos, but why keep them?
Yeah.
How do you make a typo in stone? And when you do, you just chip off because it's...
You can chisel it off.
just chisel it away and start again. That's how it used to be. And they were all about perfection. And then where did they get the energy to do this?
I don't know. These days?
Where was that energy?
Yeah.
Why a desert?
Because it will last or whatever.
Well, they must have had something that could make you operate on a desert.
Or was there always desert? Because they say that there was not always desert.
Yeah, but does that stop people from wandering?
It stops people from wandering, yeah. Desert. Yeah, they stay in safer area, abundant area, in Egypt at least. And in some other countries around there as well, because desert is not that close, but it's around, isn't it?
Can I ask another question, yeah? So governments were responsible for maintaining waterways, yes?
Yeah.
And making sure they didn't fuck it all up. So how come they were the ones that ordered the stuff to happen up rivers? People were overfishing from the rivers, throwing in pollution in companies, and only now do they bring out the laws to protect the rivers after the damage. Why not then? Why after? Because they no longer use it, right?
Yeah, and because the people finally noticed loudly and protested more, and because there was many people who were protesting.
So
Maybe
you mean to tell me that there were only that little amount of humans at the turn of the Ice Age? And throughout this whole Stone Age, where they're carving into stone and everything else, the rivers were abundant and chocker with food. And yet they were clinging to waterways. And our rivers are suffering today. From what?
I've heard even stories about people who went first to America, that the seas and rivers were so full of fish that you just dipped in your net. So what happened?
Yeah, that's the thing I'm on about. What happened?
Exactly, what happened?
Or what is happening?
Yeah. Because if it was so
Because
easy,
wouldn't life burst back?
it would if something returned back to where it was.
Returned back, or if something got stopped being tipped in?
Yeah.
And then what is this in favor of? Supermarkets?
Mm-hmm.
The oceans are at breaking point.
Yeah.
And we're told we'll be alright if the numbers start dipping down. If 1% leave the planet, that's all you'll need in order to maintain. Fuck the masses. It's like trying to say that the rivers would return back in abundance, yeah? And why these nature schemes that the council do? Nature preserves, no one's allowed to enter. Why? Does the gentry not have enough land? What did you do on your land to remove all of the wildlife then? You don't grow on it, you don't go in it, no one's allowed in it.
But there's not.
But you need a whole nature reserve now?
But there's
preserve
no.
animals?
I don't think there's that many animals in nature reserves either.
So how is the nature reserve protecting wild birds and stuff? And then this doesn't fit the whole wetland Britain covered in trees from the Stone Age.
Yeah.
Because clearly birds don't like the forest then, yeah?
I can't tell you. I've seen some Czech nature reserves. They are nice, but I don't recall seeing there many animals or hearing about many animals living there.
So if many people are not in the woods, especially here, no one's allowed in them because they're all owned.
Yeah.
Where are all the animals?
There are no animals, are there?
Shouldn't they be in abundance then?
Yeah.
If nature reserves truly do work.
Always.
It's a nature preserve, isn't it?
Yeah, all we see are muntjacs on when they only get close to the roads. That's all we see, isn't it?
But even still, you've got colossal individuals making stone monuments, Stonehenge. There is quite a few records kept in history. There show a lot of people, a lot of groups of tribes. How were they thriving, living just off of the land without farming? If farming is a relatively new thing. Like we're told in the books, right?
Yeah.
Farming came here, yeah?
Yeah.
How is that possible if the rivers and seas are buckling?
Yeah.
Well, we know in this country that because of Anglian Waters and water companies here dump so much of their sewerage in the rivers, they've poisoned all of the food in the estuaries, such as the bottom feeders, if you want to call that.
Yeah.
They're so toxic that if you eat it, it triggers a problem with your memory. It makes it mimic meningitis.
So you cannot eat all the mussels
So
and
you can't
stuff.
eat around. Yeah, well, you can eat them, but you can't eat many of them. You ever question that? And how does that look for our nation going forwards? So now we heavily rely on now, and if this is happening in every single nation, then we are heavily reliant on the sea, the ocean.
But we pollute
But we're
oceans.
polluting it.
Looks like inland countries are better off because all the sewage and everything goes to the rivers.
And we came from individuals that were just meat eaters, which again doesn't fit with a woodland forest, does it?
No.
What were we eating? Just animals. But then we would have gone extinct already.
But then
No
you learn,
farming.
yeah. But then you learn about all the bushes I never knew before, like the berries we were picking up. What are they called? The red ones. I now forgot. And
Hawthorn,
hawthorn and the other thorn,
buckthorn.
buckthorn, hawthorn. I never knew about those. That you could eat stuff like that. I know about blueberries and about cranberries and who knows what else was there just to eat just like that at certain season, for example. Not saying that only, but for
Mayflower.
example, yeah,
Which is the
yeah, mushrooms, animals, hops, stuff like that that grows just somewhere
hops
on.
have a very distinctive marijuana smell to them. They're very pungent.
Yeah.
If it is those that were in that area, there was a
Yeah,
very
they look
pungent
like
smell.
little green cones.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hops. Yeah, yeah. That's grown in Czech Republic.
Pendulous sedge.
Pendulous sedge. Different sedges than just pendulous sedge were probably eaten. We just don't know anymore. And then whatever else. Flowers from some trees like in salad and some leaves that we don't know about because we eat like baby spinach and some of those arugula or whatever it's
Right,
called.
okay, but then
They knew
that
that.
doesn't fit the narrative of
Yeah.
what you're saying. That during an ice age, what were people eating?
Yeah, that's different.
And those plants didn't appear until after the ice age. So no.
No, I'm not
Yeah, I
saying.
know. I get it because that's what we're all taught.
Yeah.
But that doesn't fit because what we have an ice age. These plants were not about before the ice age.
So what would people eat then?
That's right. That's what I'm on about.
Yeah. I didn't know you were talking about Ice Age, sorry. But I'm talking
No, you're
about
not-
what we
you're
lost.
talking about what's
Yeah.
understood.
Yeah,
But this knowledge of this food,
yeah,
how would they have known it was poisonous or not?
yeah. But people these days don't know even about that. About,
Yeah, I know people don't know about it because no
about
one's
plain
taught it.
bushes or
Yeah.
something. Yeah. Our
They'll
great,
stop and ask,
yeah,
what are you doing?
yeah. Our great grandparents knew more. And was it that in Middle Ages all those herbalists, all those women that knew all the stuff were like called witches and were executed because they knew some other plants you could eat and some other stuff? But in Ice Age, I can't remember. I
Yeah,
don't know.
because witches were testing it. They wouldn't eat it themselves, but they would put it into your meal of food that you could eat, and a witch would then, I guess, would give you this. You would eat it, and they'd monitor you. Okay, that one's good. Still about, still see the person. That means the food was okay. If you didn't see them and they had a horrible, they would have learned that too, and then known that that stuff was not to be eaten. This is very detailed knowledge, but they were often testing on people. Well, that's my experience from witches anyway. Not all of them. Not all of them.
But in the Ice Age, so what did the animal eat then? Animals.
I think the ancients then, in that case, would logically have then, if they were dying anyway, they would garner risking eating some things. Got any of those poison berries? Well, we don't know if they are poisonous, and then you find out that it ends up being a medicine.
But were there any berries during Ice Age?
During the Ice Age, see, that's the thing, it was mainly pine, they say. But again, yeah, I don't think that's true.
Probably not. How long did Ice Age take anyway? The long one. because there were some shorter ones, but how long
Yeah, the
did?
short ones are after, aren't they?
Yeah.
Quite long.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So was it like frozen all the time, or was there just very short summer?
no, you see, that's the misnomer,
Yeah,
right?
that's
So
exactly that's.
there were summers,
Yeah.
but it meant that the summers were like your version of winter,
Mhm.
and your winters were on steroids. So it still has season,
Yeah.
but it just means that it's more like cool
Mhm.
and cold.
Yeah.
So at the moment you might have mild
Mhm.
winter
Yeah.
and hot summer.
Mhm.
Yes?
Yeah.
Sort of
Mhm.
bounce around this way. And then you have some that are colder than others,
Yeah.
and some that are hotter
Yeah.
than others. Yeah, this is a cycling process. There are many things to cause an ice age. You know, bits hitting the moon
Yeah.
create a dust.
Yeah.
That would do it. This would then corrugate around the equator.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would cause the planet to overall dip down. You don't need a lot to block out the sun to cause an ice age. Meteorite hitting the star.
Big volcano can do that
A
for a year
volcano.
or two. Really, like make very cold summers and yeah, starting.
You know that some particles that are put in the stratosphere don't fall back down.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know they stay there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So again, that would be something to consider with ET.
Yeah.
I mean, again, to control humanity would be quite easy. Just letch a few of these out. Depends on where they come from.
Yeah.
If they've traveled from their star, they're incredibly advanced.
Yeah.
And therefore behavior would have been studied. Then any other life form that seems primitive in nature is easy prey. You trap them in a psychological loop.
Yeah.
And what's beautifully wicked about it,
Yeah.
the ones at the top are acting the trap.
Yeah.
They don't realize it.
Yeah.
And even if you were to say it, they're no. Hard for you to see past it. Or go to space. Well, I might lose this. You're supposed to be doing a public service. Your role is to ensure humanity lifts. That is your job. That is your task. And if that means lifting people and you'll have to find your new place, then likewise with everybody else in that new environment, it will peter out.
Yeah.
You know, it's the journey, not the destination. This process here, it does seem it's beautiful, isn't it? Don't you think that that's poetry to be able to keep humans caged in this? So they favor money over, they favor earth objects over anything else. In fact, they favor control.
Yeah. Make a group of them very comfortable and having whatever they think about. And then they will keep the rest.
And they think that they're advanced. And that, again, beautiful illusion, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
They think that they're ahead. But they're not. They're stagnant.
Yeah.
And they're only there until the next ones come, and the next ones come, and the next ones come, and then extinction. No one gets out. Because it lifts, peaks, plateaus, stays.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, well, what about mobile phone? Shit me, the Aztecs had computers. In fact, they had quantum intelligence, which was quite good, by the way. And it seems like they were on this steady pattern and then whoop and stuck.
Yeah. Yeah. Some of the cultures lasted a bit longer than others, but they are all gone, aren't they?
And then what would be the purpose of this? Well, for the same purpose you do it. You're jealous. You don't want anything else to rise higher than you. That's the problem with this type of behavior when it's taught to you. You find it hard to let go. For the same reasons they put the behavior in you. But it's hierarchy. If something is higher than you, putting this behavior into you, you're going to do it to others because it's been done to you. Then you are stuck in that. That is hierarchy. That is dominance. And therefore, even the ones that believe they're higher than anyone else are actually not. They're pawns to a much larger game. They just don't realize it. That's if any of this is... And then, what does this do if you're ET? Well, how does it work on your own planet? Or if you put all of the lowest class in a slumber, what do they not do? You can sit there dangling scraps above them all the time and they'll try and jump it.
Yeah.
But you know
they never reach.
that they will not because of their mental programming is blocking and jamming them. Now, what does that do with these ones? They're doing the same. And then is that the end of it? No, because if they've understood how to program your mind, which is to influence your outer reality, and you know, most humans don't want to accept that. They believe it's all psychology, it's in the individual, and it's not the environment. Most people believe that. Near enough everybody believes that it's, because we see a lot of psychologists. Psychologists are fixing they're not addressing the main cause of it, they're addressing the symptoms. Do you understand that? That they are just dealing with the fallout. Here, take a pill. So much more easier than doing anything about the structure, really, isn't it? And then, lo and behold, did you know this actually starts hitting a drumbeat for war? And it's only a matter of time before people around the world begin to feel this. And you'll be like, well, we watch everyone to stop them from creating a rebellion. They go so secretive, it's unbelievable. And when the time's right and you've pissed off enough people, they will join that cause. And when they do, your shit drops, and then they hold it for a bit. But there's something about this whole structured reality that we have here that keeps you stagnated. Was it looking at the fear of losing than the fear of gaining? Then, are we really picking our leaders based on who's going to lead us correctly? Or are we picking our leaders based on who keeps us in the maze? And then if we keep getting the same outcome, who's selecting these same leaders? I mean, for that carbon copy fucking event there, fucking hell. Shit me, not even schools pumped that out. That's such a pinwheel. And then it's happening all the way, every government? Every single one? How the fuck do you do that? Yet they all say they don't agree on the same thing and have these wars and shit about it, but yet agree on the structure. Agree on the same outcome. Agree on all. I'm just a little bit just confused with that. What? Well, because it's a system. Yes, but the important thing is, tell the truth. Where did you get that system from? Well, we made it. No, because it seems like there's no difference to it. Are you making food? Yes. Are you building militaries? Yes. Are you doing this, and this? Yes. No, it's identical. And you hate socialism. How can you hate the most successful blueprint that the universe created for you?
Because it's successful for everyone.
So if you hate socialism, then a river of abundance is going to have to be, there's going to have to be something done about that. An ocean of abundance, well, there's going to have to be something done about that.
Yeah.
A land full of abundance, well, there's going to have to be something done about that.
Yeah, you have to limit it
So
to
we
keep
will
people
eliminate
down.
all of the food
Yeah.
and the abundance.
Yeah.
For what?
To have low classes and lower and even
no,
lowest.
that's no classes.
Yeah, whatever. People who will listen and do whatever we tell them because.
No, that's extinction.
Well, I know that, but they don't think so. They really don't think so. They really think that they are clever and they keep people down, and that's how they are better and noble and more intelligent and richer and whatever they are.
This whole world, on a socialistic approach, created life in abundance.
Yeah.
And no one is operating from this principle.
Yeah, slowly it was taken over.
I'm just a little confused about this. Socialism, yes?
But if you notice in countries where there is a bit more of it, they are quite successful, like Scandinavia. They do much better.
Okay, good. Now you've mastered the template. What's next?
Yeah, that's the question.
That is the question. What's next? What's the next step then? How do you double that socialism? How do you triple it? Well, we've only got one piece of land. Well, there's a good answer to that. You can go below the ground, can't you? Yeah, how many layers? Well, how many do you need? You can also go above it.
Yeah.
And you can go into space.
Yeah.
And you could spread this onto the moon.
Yeah.
How many more people would grow into that?
But look at what happens when they build some skyscrapers, let's say. Are there some farms or some greenery?
Yeah, that's the bit
No,
I don't understand.
no,
How come it's
offices.
not one level
Yeah.
is farm,
Yeah.
next level
Offices.
is
Yeah.
houses, next one's farmhouses.
Or you see this development.
Space experiment as you rent.
Some architects make like some nice drawings and they will put there the buildings that have the green and stuff like that. But it doesn't get built.
Yeah, okay, so what happens if you built a house that was back to the old ways, right? Which is what? Those circular structures that you have, yes?
Yeah.
The ones where they say they never had chimneys in them.
But do you need true chimney or do you need just the good?
You need to create a flume.
Yeah, create the draft that will take out just something.
You mean to tell me that they were sat in these structures whilst they were all smoking out?
How about people in yurts? Simple,
Yeah,
old.
I know, it's, again, and you mean to tell me that there was
That's
no
round.
colour on the walls whatsoever. So there was no colour, and they sat in these smoke-filled environments. It's bullshit. That is bullshit. You mean to tell me that our ancients struggled with a lot of things and were like, oh. They didn't like campfire smoke. You don't even to this day. You would be immune to it if you did. But you're not. You fucking hate it. And yet they were sat inside that with all the headaches and everything else, and they didn't do anything about it.
But tell me one thing. There are places where the heating is outside. And you just can put in wood and the rest is outside on the wall. Yeah. So you don't need technically any chimney hole in the building. It's in the side of the building.
You can't make this out of mud.
Of course you can.
The hotter it is on the inside, and with sticks as well. This is a phenomenal thing that you can try yourself. I would do it outside, just in case. But yeah, and also clay.
Yeah.
How do you think they learned how to fire clay?
They built something and then they...
So if you stick a load of sticks in the ground, right, and you make it look beautiful, by the way, it doesn't look like how they've shown you they look.
I think it started with...
You put a load of sticks in the ground in a circle, yes, and you leave one part open, and you paste the inside of it with clay. How hot do you think that will get, and it will make the clay? I think that acts like a fire,
Ring. Yeah.
and that stops you getting smoked out. You can cook on it, and you can keep nice and warm. And then we talk about ice ages. How else were they keeping themselves nice and warm? Anyway, if we fast forward that, and you were to build a structure, and again, I have built these, so I really understand how this could work. Just minus the glass part. And if I was to build a glass structure on the top, do you think I could grow food above the house? In the roof space? You know, this bullshit fucking roofs that you've got with all those, oh, look at those nice tiles. Can you get me some glass tiles? What the hell do you want glass for? Or what the fucking hell do I want clay for?
Yeah.
I don't want it. Get rid of it and give me glass tiles. Why do you want that? Well, because, you know.
But they make them.
If I had these glass tiles, I would convert the loft into a fucking greenhouse.
Yeah, and you could have...
Again, that's socialism.
Yeah,
and then
ones.
imagine that doing that same process with your house. And another thing is, yes, it will be very warm, especially on the cold days. But on the hot days, you could shade it. Right, I could shade this so easy. Well, it would be very cold though, wouldn't it? It'd be very hot though, wouldn't it? And you mean to tell me clay fucking tiles on a roof or not? Fucking hell, if I was building houses, that's how I do it. But there you are, that's just me. And all of that heat that trickles up into your loft, well, your plants don't need to be completely cooked in that. They'll grow in the winter. Now, if we factored in a fireplace with a chimney around this, it's going to keep the plants nice and warm.
What they did in all the times, they used parchment of paper, put lard on it, so it was kind of semi see-through nice, and used it as windows. So why couldn't they use it somewhere else? It's not.
Yeah, lard roofs.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can coat soil in lard. It makes it waterproof. And lard, which we're essentially saying is animal fat.
Yeah.
They had a lot of animal fats.
Yeah.
And again, you can paint with some of this.
Yeah. You can create sheets and cover something, and that repels water as well, like tents. You can do a lot of stuff in that.
And they knew minerals.
Yeah.
They're experimenting with dyes. Yeah. And yet when you go and see these structures, they're designed to be all smoky because they might give you an idea that you would end up building some mud huts somewhere and you'll say, fuck your rent. And then they will come out with a quicker load of laws. Quick, look at these laws. We wrote these laws, but with X amount of people not giving a shit, guess what you'll have to do? We're going to remove those laws. Yeah, I thought you would. Ain't nothing quite like authentic power. An authentic power would be what? You'll send the council in and their little bailiffs, and then what? You would have to outnumber communities of people.
So now it's that you cannot burn coal and wood because...
Yes, but when a load of people do not listen to it, there's nothing they can do about it.
There's no law.
Nothing. And then they retract it because they want to stay in power, because that's what it does. It gives you the option, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Push it and people are going to destroy you fully, or remove that one thing and people are going to still at least perhaps tolerate you. So people do have that breaking moment. I wouldn't say it's breaking, I'd say it's that sort of, you know. And again, alcohol. They understood alcohol. They knew alcohol very well. And again, it's very flammable. It was a fuel. Lay money on it. Fire starting fuel. You mean to tell me that they get... Fucking hell, man. They went from bone to stone to wood. From wood... You can tell, they used to carve trees, right? I mean, that was going to be a matter of time from that process to something more harder. And then something even more harder, the Bone Age. It's a very interesting thing, isn't it?
Yes.
That carving. And they were carving these pins that look like sewing needles from bone.
Yeah.
Weren't trying to hold wood together, were you? You can make a stone pin,
Mm-hmm.
and this holds wood together.
But they don't even need that. In the old times, people knew how to hold wood together just by wood, didn't they?
Yes, I understand by wood, but it's problematic.
They knew how to put the structures.
Lasts for a bit. Problem is with that process, it requires being greased up. The wood needs greasing. You notice all of these old 400-year-old buildings and
Yeah.
everything else?
Yeah.
They're absolutely sodding with water damage.
Yeah.
When it starts to soak up the water like that, it means it's ready for a larding
Yeah.
on a nice hot summer's day. When the wood drinks it.
Yeah.
You'd rather, if you had a choice for the wood to drink something, it stops the rotting process as well. Slows it right down, preserves it.
Yeah.
It's a preservative.
Yeah.
And they had loads of it in abundance. And you can also get this from certain cooking pots, different things get different colours.
Yeah.
So yeah, farming. I think they were really good with farming. But again, we're looking at the ETs coming down and whatever else. To help or to hinder? Because this stuff that's been taken from here seems to keep making the same system, the same process, which does nothing but stagnate us. Because this system, for whatever reason, doesn't go to space. Doesn't work.
It doesn't continue.
You can't, there's no
Yeah.
continuity. Not with this system, it doesn't work. How do you teach imperialism in an abundance? Let's go in time machines. How do you teach imperialism
Yeah.
in a world of abundance? They give you a mobile phone and then take all your ideas that you write on it because you click something on an app. What a load of tosh. So what, they give you a house, so because they give you a house, any idea that you say in there belongs to them? What type of a fucking system claims to have dominance over the masses but has no dominance over the companies that operate like this? Can't write rules for that. And then claim they're there for their people. Who's your people? Because the last time I checked in this country, your people would be the gentry. Not the people. Yeah, all of these systems all link to staying grounded.
Yeah.
How do you teach people about abundance? Imperialism and shortages and fear and everything else in a place where the fear is massive, that if you make a mistake. How do you teach that?
I don't know.
How do you teach value in objects? How do you dominate people? How do you control them? How do you tell them what they're to do with those things they collected? Do you ever feel like that this is a curse?
Yeah.
Like there's a group of systems that they took because they can't create nothing for themselves because they're so used to stealing other empires' systems.
Yeah.
They fear that people are going to take them over. No, you can keep your shit. Doesn't work. It clearly does not work. But yet, if you build a system with space-mindedness, do you know what the bizarre thing is?
What?
Those systems can be applied to any planet you land on. Any moon, in space, beyond, those systems work. But the systems of Earth, Well, it didn't work anywhere else. Because they rely on abundance. Or former abundance, and then a slow... It's easy to manipulate it here on the planet.
Yeah.
It's not so easy to manipulate it. You know, it's like going to Mars.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you go to Mars and try these systems there?
Yeah.
Because if it keeps eroding here, that's what you'll get. Well, just more water. But still, let's hope that none of the nature is responsible for our atmosphere and keeping it livable. You don't think nature's grown in a way that might put a safety defense mechanism in that if ever humans decided to take the piss out of it, that pulling that thread, also you meet your demise? Because we come into the planet and looked at it and it's like this because of these reasons. Those reasons have got to be A1 correct.
Mm-hmm.
One deviation and it's enough to buckle the whole system.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. So these systems do not work in space.
Okay.
So we stay here.
Mm-hmm.
And then who created these systems? Honestly, these cycles, who created them, do you reckon? Because that wouldn't seem like beings that had good intentions to me. That seems like beings that had very bad intentions. And you mean to tell me that these ones that are supposed to be so fucking advanced created the most shittest systems in the history of this universe?
But was it them really?
It's what I'm on about. If these were given,
Yeah. Yeah.
then these systems are leading and doing the job they're meant to do, which keeps us all here.
Yeah.
Which then, why would that be a good thing for these? Well, you ain't a future problem I have to deal with.
Uh-huh.
Perhaps they are all of these systems that create that jealousy, that create this, that create that. Now, was it intentional that they did that? But looked at themselves. Like I said, it's the mirror, right? Well, we wouldn't like this. We're able to be like this, this, and this. And therefore, it gives you an indication. Do beliefs come from these? And they do, but they also comes from within.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now you've got a parallel. Now that wakes you up a little bit, doesn't it? To hang on a minute. If it's coming from these here, possibly, and they know then how to use that belief against you.
Yeah.
So there's one thing I've noticed, right? If someone says to someone, I watch this with other people, right? What preference are you? I'm Christian. And someone stows that away, and then the person acts in a certain way.
Yeah.
And then this person gets called over. And they said, if you were a true Christian, you wouldn't have done that. And then the person's like, oh, I was sitting there thinking to myself, that was just very weird. But then you ask the person that just said that, are you a Christian? They were so focused in this channel vision, unaware of anyone else watching this. And then I drop into the conversation later to find out whether this person that said that to this person is a Christian. And the answer is no. I really want to say names, by the way. It's so hard for me not to say the names. I really want to say names. And what did that person just get then? I found it fascinating that that person's belief was then utilized against them to garner control
Yeah.
by someone who doesn't believe in that. I thought that was interesting. And then modern times, someone was eating these types of food, and the person was identified as vegan and really liked this particular brand, and somebody else who was in this vegan was talking, and I just watched the conversations go. They said, vegans don't eat this stuff. Oh. And I was like, fucking hell, that changed. How did you... Smokers don't smoke. Right? We can use the same thing. How powerful is this shit?
Yeah.
You're not a true smoker. Why is that? 'Cause you got a cigarette in your gob. Right, that's an addiction, though. Still, this is, I guess, addicted to identifying and group mentality, yes. And how that can just get you to stop doing something. But then it poses another question to me. Does that person stop doing it, or have they stopped doing that behavior in front of that person? And now it becomes a hidden, oh, I just like these.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Oh, it's just like, I see this with one other person with dietary.
Yeah.
They were going on a diet and this, and this. And they say, I'm on a diet, this, that, and the other. And then other people around will sort of eat some stuff. And the people that they're with this dietary thing is sort of like, you're on a diet. You should think about eating this, this, and this. And he goes, yeah. And then when these people fucking go, this other person was like, I saved you a little bit. I know I shouldn't, but, and then I'm just like, wait, hold on. Let me get this straight. You're great with this group, but you're also in this group as well. I like it. I remind you of me a little bit here. What are you today? Well, I don't know. What am I eating? This. Well, I'm this today. What culture are you today? All of them? And they're like, wait, hold on a minute. You can't be all of them. Why not? Because you can't be all of them. Yeah, and what you're really saying is you can't control me with it.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's what you want. A belief, right? Belief is what makes you controllable. And systems. What are they going to go to? Say, come out and walk out and say, yeah, we stole these. We found them from the ancients. We got these from the Mayans. Oh shit! We got it from the Egyptians, man! Oh snap! These are very much the same. And then that will pose another question to me. What the fuck were they all arguing about then? If they got all of their systems the same, wait, what? And then does that become a curse?
Okay.
So humans already do this to one another. So you come across life forms on another planet, you're not exactly going to be like, study them from a great far. They don't know you're there. And you're going to be like, I'm going to try and predict these. Oh shit, they're starting to do things that we did.
Yeah.
Well, then that means there's only 50,000 years. By that time, we'll be over there, and if they see us, they could shoot us from behind. What are we going to do? Well, why would you think they're going to shoot us from behind? Because we would do it, wouldn't we? Yeah. You know that's not fucking true. You just know that because these fuckers are in control, they would do that. But would you do that? No, I wouldn't. That's not good enough. We've got some education for you. We will make you say yes. Look into my eyes. You will feel very sleepy. Mass hypnosis. Yeah. And then you would calculate based upon that, and then, well, how could we stop that? Strategize.
Yeah.
And then, if there are a few breakthroughs in this, let's say a few hospital things, and you're still gathering data from them, can you mine all of this shit off of them? So they've now disregarded this stuff. But do you think any ET would be like, fuck, that's not a bad idea? Or take it? And by keeping them in this submission, can you not steal their ideas from them?
Perhaps. I thought that they would be more developed and would know more. But
Yeah, but how did they get developed?
Like
Did they
that?
get developed off of their own back, or have they been dotting from life forms to life forms? And here's another one that'll make you think about it.
Yeah.
If we did genetically modified humans, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and put them on a planet somewhere
Yeah.
that was, good enough for them. Here's a few plants, and
Mm-hmm.
we got that Bible, didn't we? That we took off of those, but many years ago. Oh yeah, we did. Oh, Garden of Eden. That's what we need to make, but more like planet. I'm not fucking about with you. That could be, that could be stolen, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Garden of Eden. Right, gotcha. What does that mean? Okay, right. Well, we took this from the humans, right? And it says Garden of Eden. It means a place to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we need to make a planet that's good enough to grow this shit on it. Here, I took some berries from them. Put these in soil and they will grow. Wait a minute. I could genetically modify these to do this, this, and this. Get you going, my son. Get you going. That planet is nothing like Earth. It's alright, I can genetics this. Should we take a few samples from the human? Oh, alright then. Alright, good, got it. Why don't we do this with ours? Because, listen, our DNA is more sacred. Alright? Remember it. We don't care what we do with theirs. Okay, we will do that. Yeah, do you want to? I can genetically modify this as well. Can remove a few bits out of here. Alright, you go get on with that. See, this is the next bit of being that advanced.
Yeah.
And did you know that it only takes 2 fucking humans to tamper the gene pool? Actually, it doesn't. When you draw the map, drop in a few.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when the numbers are nice and small.
Yeah.
They will breed these codes into themselves, and a bit like the Neanderthal. No. Yes.
Yeah.
It is leched out, yes?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But how do you not know that wasn't a genetic leched in?
You don't.
And then we find it in all humans, right? Oh, they must have bred with them and bred them out. Yes, that was all part of the plan. And assuming that they've travelled from a star system and how long it may have took them, they would have been very bored. So they would have found ways to keep themselves quite occupied.
Yeah.
And then how big are they? Well, they've spent X amount of time building up their fleet. Not only that, but also having room to expand into it. So resources being collected, that's something else as well. Knowledge, gee me. These could fucking carve planets. So making a few pyramids and carving into stone. Well, that's not going to be very difficult now, is it?
No.
Sir, yes. We just went and had a look on the Earth with those people on it, yeah. And we've run out of things. Are you any good at carving sand? No, that won't work. Can you make some stone? Yes, we can do that. You might come down and start fuck-assing around, using lasers maybe, who knows?
Yeah.
Depends what type of power you've been playing around with.
Yeah.
If you understand that the planets could be molten at one time, and you know that it could cool it down very fast, then you would know that in order to slice through a planet with lots of rock, the easiest way to do it is to heat it up. We are often trying to heat the knife before cutting through butter, right? Or ice cream. But as opposed to heat the ice with a laser and knock off the block of ice cream. This cuts anything. And what's more, you can shape anything with it.
Yeah.
Which would be an interesting thing. And then they would understand mystery. How did they make that? And they had no lights. But they drew these Indira light bulbs. Are they not showing you what they were holding? Something? Their primitive understanding of it? Oh, it's just a typo. They thought they were their wangs. They probably didn't, but you know, that's... And then they started drawing it with these alien-y, tentacle-y things. And then they were killed on the spot for doing it. And then the others drew it with themselves. Then they were left. You don't need language. You don't need language to communicate with anyone. You just need action. They'll get the idea. And if they are not your species, why would you give a shit? I'll give you an equivalent. It's like you walking across a load of ants. No, it's just been raining and you hear across the paths, yeah?
Yeah.
You're treading on snails. Are you sitting there fucking crying your eyes out about it?
No.
Why?
But when I walk somewhere like that, I try to avoid animals on the pavement.
Okay, but if there
Not
was a
ever.
load of babies crawling across the path at night and you were to do the same thing, would you feel guilty? Would you cry? Well, the answer would be yes, wouldn't it? Oh, I should fucking hope so. Please don't sit there saying no to me. If there were babies
Babies.
crawling,
Oh, babies.
and you walk across them and crunch,
Yeah.
you're gonna feel something about that.
Yeah.
Why not the fucking snails? I bet you think, French eat these.
Yes, they do.
Weird, isn't it?
It is.
Why do you test on mice? Which is also called a lab rat.
Yeah.
Oh, you see, here's the thing. We made them in such a way that they're really dialed down. They're not like regular rats. Looks like it to me, yes, Harry. But they're not. Okay?
Yeah, they are just white.
They're thick as shit. Oh, okay. Go on, get you going. Now let's take a comparison to some life forms on another planet. Man, you are not going to give a shit about them. So I don't care. I don't fucking know them. Hey, I barely even care about my own species. I'd send them into war any day. Come on. I mean, you gotta have a level of fucking something that you can do that. Yeah, but sir, we just lost 150,000 troops. Here's 200,000 troops more. Now surely shit they've got to struggle with these this time. And so they've wiped those too. Here's 500,000 troops. Here's 250 million. Ah, you all come back then. That's good. We must be winning. Yes, how did you know? Because you're back. You have no idea how many I sent before you lot. Kind of overshot it on the numbers just a bit. Well, good to see you. Good to see you. Come on, let's parade. Let's fucking get in there. Fuck up all their infrastructure, did you? We did. Good. Go for the hospitals? We did. Water supply. Can't have them drinking water. Yeah. Good. They'll be drinking from the rivers. Team number 17. Did you go and put a load of worms in the river? We did. Good. That's going to knacker them down as well. If there are any remnants get together, they'll be all... Oh. Oh, did you get their sewers as well? Excellent. Poison in the land. Wonderful. I love it. You guys did an amazing job. Here's some money. I just got to ask you something. What's that? How can you not give a shit about people in another nation? And let me guess, you pay to the RSPCA charity, do you? We do. Just something... It's just a little something bit about that, you know, kill people, but we safeguard... Never mind. Just... Well done! Well done. Oh, fucking hell. That is kind of fucking strange. Right, but you see it all sounds very jokey and everything else, but it's really not. It's quite the fucking subject. Interest in psychology, wouldn't you say so?
Yeah. Yes, I would.
We're a dog community! Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. Really? Couldn't interest you in any people in faraway lands? No? Ah, fucking, never mind. As you were. It wasn't me lighting them fireworks, it was someone else, but I got blamed for it. I don't know why. People are strange. Yeah, now it happened across that on another planet. You really think you can give a shit?
No.
Do they say charity starts at home?
Do they?
Well, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know.
And then they've seen this, no doubt. And then what's triggered this sort of thinking of? Is it protective strategy thinking? They've watched the way you operate with one another. Sir, this one's licking a cat. Okay? But they just annihilated 5,000 fucking people over there. Wait, what? Let me see this. Oh, it's got a dog licking in its mouth. What the? Are you on about these ones? Yeah, let me see. Like, get your own. It's letting a dog lick him in the mouth. That's interesting. Oh, she's doing it too. Oh my days. Wait, where are they going? I told you, sir. They're going to kill people. They are? Oh, fucking hell, they are. Who are these people? It's their own species? Get to the war room. Why, what are you thinking, sir? Tell me. Okay, let's brainstorm this, okay? They kill their own people but love their own animals. Do we look like animals? Maybe we should go down and draw a load of animals on a load of god-looking people, and maybe, just fucking maybe, they could accept us. Yeah, but we look kind of humanoid. Do you see what they do to things that look humanoid? Fucking hell. You can't even speak a language, that's where the problem will be. Actions. We've got to make sure they never leave the planet. Well, why? Because look what they do! Oh wait, they're breaking all of the other one's stuff, and now they're taking it back. They're taking some of this stuff back. Back where? Back to there, the place they started, where their dog was licking the mouth. They might steal our ship! We can't have that. We can never let them get out. It looks like some sort of rubber object with a large thing on the end of it, and it looks like a... Should we make one? Okay. Fucking hell, that's pretty powerful tech, that is. And it looks like one of our flying aeroplanes with arrows on the end of it, which we could call bombs. What are they going to do? They could end up getting into space and building the next generation. Isn't that how we started? I don't know. Let's get our truth book. No, wrong volume, Tim. What is that? This one is the bullshit book. I need the real one. Oh, this one. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, for our history, we went a little bit like this. Do you think... Well, on the previous data, they were a bit like this. Well, it's like they're following us. It's only a matter of time before they come to space. They could cause us a very big problem. We need to strategize a way to get them to stay on the ground. Aha! I have the perfect thing. They'll fight one another. They'll do this. A planet that can't stand, or a planet that doesn't stand is divided, or a planet divided is one that cannot stand. How's that? Does that work?
Yeah, it does.
We're going to have to battle with one another. Yeah, but how are we supposed to do that? It's like trying to read psychology and sociology. Oh, go find us one of our best experts, will you? We're going to go down there and rearrange the fucking furniture. And, in fact, I need you to bring back some stuff that is fucking identical, all of it, from what everyone else is doing. We need to know this shit. But bring me back a couple of specimens as well. I mean, if you saw this shit, what would you do? Hi, we're E.T. How do you do? Oh, we brought you some sacrifices, and here's a bow and arrow, here's some bombs. Would you like to know how we make a spacecraft like this? Did you know it's nigh on impenetrable, but fuck me, has it got some brute to it? Well, what do you mean? Well, pick a planet. Pick a planet, any planet, come on. Well, that one. See that? How do you do? How do you do? What brings you here? Well, we thought we'd make you all into slaves and get all of your stuff from out of your planet from you once you've mined it all. Wait, what? You mean to tell me you can blow up planets? Yeah, and we can also make fucking shit as well. We can also make them. You can? Yeah, but we thought we'd come and get your stuff. You see, there's no value in it. There's no value in anything that Earth can offer when you're given abundance. So it's not that. See, that's on some of those documentaries. They say, "Oh, it's because of this. It's because of that. It's because they wanted to make us into slaves." They did, and it's probably because they want us to mine the Earth. And why do you think they have all these tunnels in Earth? Because the aliens came down and they made us fucking mine it. Wait. What the fuck? What star did they come from again? Sirius. Are you fucking serious? You mean to tell me that they can fucking drive through the fucking space, and they come here and are like, you know what, we ain't got any of that shit. Let's make them go in and get it. I mean, that bit falls short for me. No, it's not that. They wouldn't come here for that. No, the prize is this. If you leave behaving like this, naughty children, you might as well stay in your pen. You know, a bit like Mummy.
Yeah.
You do something wrong when you were a kid. There you go. You're going to stay in there for a bit. Have some time out. Till you learn to be nice.
Yeah.
And anything that looks fucking different, that would never work, would it? They taught us about Ra. We have to give some Ra. You mean that they would blow up your star? Fucking hell. That if we didn't do this and... We carved the rocks and did this. Unless they were fucking giants, and even still. What wiped them out?
Yeah.
That's if you believe in such things, yeah. Giants being what? Fucking dinosaurs. Can you imagine having pet fucking... They would have had pet dinos, wouldn't they? If there were anything true like giants. That was another one I saw as well. I was like... There could be some truth in this. Why is that? The Bible sort of hints about this, doesn't it? David and the Goliath, wasn't it? Yeah, still very interesting. Very fucking interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can't let go of this because it's rather fitting.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, if there were giants, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they were taking T-Rex for a walk?
Maybe.
Do you think they were letting T-Rex lick them in the mouth? Have you seen some people do this with dogs? I'm just like, okay. I'm not sure if that's kinky or... I don't know. Should we go on a date? Hi. I love you. It wasn't all about the dog. Well, maybe. Anyway, no, still. Hey, lady, do you like that? Oh, it's alright. She's giving me a kiss. Let me come here. Let me give you a kiss. What are you doing? I was just giving you a kiss goodbye, you know? Am I sensing a little bit of blushing there? You haven't had a dog that's licked you in the mouth, have you? No? You sure?
No.
No.
No, I haven't.
But you've seen it though on some of those
I
videos.
I've seen it. Yeah.
I mean, I was just
No,
like,
I
wow,
wouldn't.
that's cool. Wow.
I wouldn't.
You gotta let the dog lick your cuts. Why? Well, because it's lucky and it makes you heal quicker. I think they created antibiotics because of your bloodline. Sorry to say it, but you know. And sure, you know, isn't it cats if they lick you as well? It's like really no. Cats lick their claws because when they fucking cause damage to you, it doesn't stop bleeding. They slow down the coagulation of your blood. I just don't know if I want to be teaching cats in their biology how to bring down fucking humans. You know, might as well call this one rather than Butch. We should call you Small and fucking Mighty. It's got enough venom in it to kill 50 people. Yeah, you're alright, thanks. Keep it, Pet Shop. Do you love cats? I think it's going to be a maybe. It's like trying to sleep with a fucking restricting cobra on the fucking loose somewhere, isn't it? I don't know if I would sleep. I'd sleep with both eyes open. And even then, it still wouldn't be enough. You know. Cats are bastards. I gotta be. I'm honest about that. I guess maybe dogs do heal cuts. I guess. Mm-hmm. I don't think that's true. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's just kind of a bit fucking. And you're fucking married, yeah, and I'm also cheating. Fucking hell, and you. How do you do this? Then you got time for the dog. I mean, this is magic. Anyway, but still. So, do you think then there are two groups of ET then? And also, I think one of the presidents was talking about that.
Yeah.
Reagan. The only time that governments would ever get on is if there was an alien invasion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you could be. I think you could be right. Yeah, I think you could be. Was Reagan after Kennedy?
Of course. Much further after him.
Do you think all of this sort of shite, where people go after people when they start thinking space, what do you think that's all about? Do you think it's that they're scared? Do you think it's because of the loss of control?
Probably.
Or do you think it could be because those things that promised they would be back could be watching?
Some are scared, some are obsessed with whatever was told, so it has to be like that. I don't know.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. Do you think intelligent life has ever visited here?
Yeah, I think so.
You think so? Do you know what? A lot of people say that, by the way. You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
Like, when you're online, you get the keyboard warriors come out. And you don't believe... Do you believe that there are people paid online that if you make a video and perhaps you get out somewhere, they shut you down access to the rest of the world and then start the hate train towards you to try and make you stop? Do you think there are people paid to do this?
Yeah, there are probably people like that, yeah.
Do you know what? Some people can do this for free in a certain group dynamic. You know, this is freely done. And if you mean to tell me that there's never been any work done towards that to shut you down?
I think many religious people are obsessed with their books and their beliefs, and they are not willing to...
Yeah, but that's the change though, isn't it?
Yeah, they are not willing to say that, well, my belief is there, but maybe it's not all of it. Maybe there's something out of that's not in the books or in the beliefs.
There's a difference. Yeah. It's the only one difference that you'll see is from... So where's the birthplace of modern Bible? Israel. Is it?
The modern Bible was created in Rome, the New Testament.
Okay, New Testament.
Yeah.
And the Old Testament?
Old Testament comes from some Jewish...
Which comes from the collapsing of the pyramids, yes?
Yeah, around that. Yeah.
So why did they switch over to a particular type of god and not this?
Jews had their god, didn't they? But some of them were worshipping idols, like created statues and stuff like that, and the god didn't like it, so there's something before that as well that is then criticized. That was it Abraham who was supposed to see that, and or I don't know which one of them, make sure that they didn't worship some idols that were not God, because there's this one God. So to me that means that it wasn't always there, maybe.
It's just curious. Who's the one that talks about Adam and Eve?
I don't know.
No, me neither.
Where does it come from? Is it the first mention? Because Noah is compared to Gilgamesh, which comes from Sumeria, which was before, which is old country around or before Egypt, around that time. So is Bible the original, or is it collection just like the New Testament?
I think it's healthy to ask these questions because you are on a planet where there are so many unknowns.
Yeah.
And I think it's healthy to ask, most people shut this down like, oh, fucking alien believer and this, and this.
Yeah.
And then they go and buy a Ouija board and I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Do you believe in ghosts? I do. Well, you don't believe in aliens? I don't.
And then they buy specific candles and specific herbs and specific smells to burn and stuff like that. Yeah.
Which is funny, this apparently wards off evil spirits, but I've also heard that this wards off fucking E.T. Oh! You know, nature protects you, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, sure, herbs and spices. You've smelt some of the stuff dogs like to roll in, haven't you? After they've rolled in it, and you're like, what the hell have you been doing?
Yeah.
Right now, you're not my friend.
Yeah.
Go find the Grinch, he'll love you.
Some of the smells are like,
Right, but you understand, that's kind of, oh! What the fuck is that? Yes, nature has a very, it's evolved. You've got used to its evolving and its stench, which you've learned to call nice. Even otter's urine. I mean, how the fuck do you do that? But still.
But not all of it. Some of it still smells bad to you, doesn't it?
Oh, well, again, this, if you come across other life on another planet, and especially if it's nature and you go down, the very first thing that it's going to do is going to trigger your immune response to it. It's going to stink. The body's going to see it as a foreign object, especially the pollen. Your body's going to have a real hard time adjusting to that. It's going to be like, whoa, what the fuck is that? But yet, if you combine the two together, yours versus this new, your body will understand it. Not much, but it won't overreact. Isn't this how you use vaccines?
Yeah.
You put a bit of it in you. But is it gummed to a bit of yourself? Or a bit of what's known in the human body? You have to combine it to something.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Well, you want to, again, if you create a pollen, new type of plant, splicing is an interesting thing.
Yeah.
That's going to be far more easier on your system than. That's the bridge into it.
Yeah, that's what they say, that if your body knows it, it will protect itself. So that's why they give you a tiny little bit of some dead cell or something to tell you that bleh, be careful, bleh. It doesn't work with everything.
Right, so the
That's
immune
what they
system
say.
responds to the unknown.
Yeah.
And evolution falls into that category of something that spikes very quickly, or something that comes in from space, or something that melts in polar caps, or something that has never been experienced before. You weren't alive at the time.
Yeah.
Your genetic, it's very new to you. It could be old in itself, but to you, that's fucking new.
Yeah.
And the body's like, fucking, what the hell is this shit? It's an invasion. Quick, kill the species.
Yeah.
Or, fucking hell, there's new information. Let's shut down and rebuild with this shit. It depends which way you want to look at it. But again, there is a very high chance that even if it does cause extinction in one way or another, it will create something new from that. A phoenix from the ashes, so to speak. Yeah. Mine for me is more ET is going to have this response to your plants. Plants will protect you. Those would be the things that I would like to study myself. If I was on a other life forms about, I would need to get to know their pollen.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be a very spicy experience. You get close to this with cats and spices. Yeah, you want to smell this? The fuck is that? Good. I think I'm going for a long walk. I'll be back in a few days and the stench is gone. I really do not like it, so you will understand that ET even more so will be like, oof. But there are ways to deal with this, and it depends on then how intelligent they are. Now, that's another question. It's always good to question this sort of stuff, because there's so many unknowns. And if it ever has been done, well, it's like being young as species. You are so young, so vulnerable. Well, what safeguards did you have? None. What knowing was passed down? None. Anything could have happened to you. Any behaviors put in. Shit me, depending on what type of technology they got, they could have wired you up to a load of shit, make you see a load of stuff, and then whip these headsets off, and off you go. Make you look into a big screen. Project it into the sky itself.
Yeah.
Depends how best you could get the hologram, right? And again, if you were to do holograms and different things like that from a distance, doesn't it get bigger?
Yeah.
No, I'm sure people are only just, learning this technology? I think it's been around for quite a bit of time, actually.
Yeah,
but even still, the more it evolves, could you imagine that in 50,000 years if they carry on working the process? What would you have? You'd be able to display this on fucking planets. The dark side of the atmosphere, right? On the back of Jupiter.
Yeah.
We're going to the new pictures now. Display it up on there. So fucking good, isn't it? Even looking at it from the other side, sure, we'll be seeing it in a retro, but be like, wait, what the fuck is that? And they would all look. Because it's, wait, what? Play that a few times, they get to watch it. You can really fuck with one of these. And then when you're unknown, just quickly come down and whip you up.
Yeah.
Can I play around with your DNA? Well, fucking sure, I can. 1 in 5. Interesting. And then depending on where you drop down, right? But damn, I'm already hacking planets, mate. This is the next level. Because you got to think like it. And you would say, well, what would be the reason to do that? There's lots of reasons. The one is not the control itself. I don't need to garner control if I can make you control you. And then are we living in autonomous where we are doing what we don't question it because we just do it? The overall of what humanity is, we don't question it, and then therefore that's automatic. Or are we actually in control of that? To force it into manual? Where are we headed? Or why are we not heading there? And is it really about losing the control structure? I don't know about that. And then why do you hold it so much? For what reason? Well, because I like control. Okay, now. But are you doing that because you want to do it, or are you doing it? And then you think about it, you keep going in this process until you reach extinction.
Yeah.
Anything that you've created.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it depends on where these other life forms come from, if, big if, use it loosely,
Yeah.
and second it.
Mm-hmm.
I happen to believe that life is abundant, not in the small amount. I think it's quite abundant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I'm going to go with that and go all out. I know it is.
Mm-hmm.
There's a big difference between belief. We're way beyond belief. Oh, shit me, I believe in humans. How abundant is it here? So, depending on where it's come from and what the medium surrounding it's played with.
Mm-hmm.
What happens if it didn't play with the medium here? But it can watch you play with the medium here. And if they haven't managed to get enough of this stuff or haven't got it, or they can learn from you and other life forms and other life forms and other life forms, and then start creating a very big database from it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because you're learning one way,
Yeah.
this learning another way, this learning another way,
yeah.
and this learning in another way.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as they can keep you in this, let's just hope that they don't view domination in the same way you do, because theirs would be controlling planets. Yours is controlling people, and therefore hierarchy. And then you could understand that then they have a large collection of knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Multiple fighting techniques. Many. Weaponry.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming that it's all being taught the same thing.
Yeah.
And again, is fighting prize in the universe? I think it is. What about survival? Yes. And creativity. There's a lot of it going in multiple different directions, and creativity is like loads of pots that you turn up the gas on all of these pots and they start boiling over. It's way too hectic to grow it. When you got a few simmering pots, you know what that does? That keeps you. Every time I go into this thought, I keep going up and down. That's an interesting thing. That is. That's like a strange a feeling.
Mm-hmm.
I would slow it all down. I would. I'd slow everybody down. I would make it so that a few pots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because a few now and then that cause the empires to advance in 10-year ratios of 50,000 per 10 years, then you've garnered enough information that would have happened more. And what's more, you also stop the potential of people doing it. And therefore you minimize the threat. But if they even tried to leave, oh my days, could you alter the magnetic field? Again, it depends how advanced they are. What are they like with heat? Can they put something inside the core of your planet? And this sounds like it's such science fiction, yeah? But technically it's not. It would have its own supply of energy. Fucking hell. And it depends on what it does. Can it play a frequency through the magnetic field that makes you more warmongery? We know this happens with the gases. if you shut down the gases,
Yeah.
so you make more carbon, people become more tribal, actually more aggressive in carbon
Yeah.
situations than in high oxygen. But it's not just that.
Make it too hot or too cold and it's the same.
Yes. the heat.
Aggressive
Yeah.
or really like frustrated with cold and fighting for better.
Just before they get their eggs lined up and they're gonna get ready to go to space, fucking massive ice age or an eruption of multiple volcanoes, tectonic plates, or continents begin to shift, flooding. You see, when you're on a planet, any type of device like this, I'm pretty sure it can be made. In fact, I would think that that would be something that you would make. It would be reconditioned from trying to explore the star. These big hot objects. This would be the first thing that they would go to after they've got ready, right? You know, you'd be fascinated. So you begin looking at the moons, okay, you then start working your way around space, navigating, okay, then the closer planets, oh, okay, then the star, getting into the star, deeper into the star, free diving into it if it's possible. Making something that gets extremely cold, the more hotter it gets on the outside, the inner gets more colder. I mean, that would be an interesting thing. Even still, it's possible. And then make it cash in off of the heat. You'd make a reverse power station. You'd reverse it. And again, magnetism.
Yeah.
Well, if you're experiencing with a star, what do you think a core of a planet is?
It's the same or similar.
And then it depends on its capability. What is its capability? Can it make it get hotter?
Yeah.
Can you see it? This particular object? Even if you could see it, would you class it as natural? And why would you class it as natural? Because, that's natural. Why? Because it's already in there. It wouldn't be in there if it weren't natural. You got to ask those questions. There we are. I thought it was running, but it's not.
No.
Maybe it is.
No, I don't see any.
So when you begin to ask these questions, I think that's when you really begin to explore with it. And is it possible? Well, of course, anything is possible. Is it realistically possible? You're here now, aren't you? Where did you come from? Are you really pockets of evolution evolving? Or have you been placed here? There's two questions to that. Have you had your technologies confiscated from you? Have you had some stuff removed from the planet in order to stop you? The stuff that they know that they built with, assuming. So if you went to another planet and you saw life forms kind of very tribalistic, hard to communicate with them, they are destructive of anything. They're on a similar advancing path that is quicker than your growth ratio, and you fear that they could make their way up. By that time, you would have no way of knowing where they're going. And if they see you, what are they going to do? Now, sure, you could make self-defense equipment, but again, isn't it know your enemies, which would mean know your life forms? And if they're following the principle of a higher power, then they would have a large amount of information too, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
And then it depends on how much of that they've tried to work out. And then whether they follow it or they shut it out. Whether they've learned enough, think that they've learned everything, and then begin to utilize that for very bad means. In their eyes, good. In your eyes, very bad. And then get to know you. And then come to your planet with all the things that let them rise up on theirs. And then they begin extracting all of these things.
Yeah.
I mean, a bit odd that if they came all this way and all they were like, here's some knowledge. Oh, thanks. Do you bring any comets with you? Here's a few little comets. I think the Egyptians were making things from the comets, weren't they?
Yeah.
Again, that's metalwork, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
And it doesn't fit with the whole stone narrative, does it?
Yeah, and you know, if
They were
you
making things out of comets,
if you
but
think
not
about it,
making chisels.
would people, if someone died or something happened, would people really leave the tools, or would they take them and use them or reuse them? So there's
Use them elsewhere.
yes, so in the future there's nothing left because it's constantly taken somewhere else, and there's nothing left, is there?
Hmm? Well, it's one to think about whether something comes in the future or whether something has already been.
Yeah,
Then it makes you identify your behavior overall.
yeah.
Because, I mean, this behavior here is good for them. It's not good for you. But trying to see it, that's the part, isn't it? Trying to see above it.
Yeah.
That is not easily done. And then the cycles, the systems, if they've truly been taken, then what are these systems really then? Are they about uplifting and reaching towards abundance, or are they about rarity and staying in that rarity? And then this destroying, hiding, and going off.
Yeah.
And again, how does that work? And then if this was worldwide,
Yeah.
as opposed to an empire knocking down the others, how can it not be, you know, so here it is then with ours then. It's like, what, knock something down, destroy it, and eradicate it.
Yeah.
Yeah? Build up a few things, say, well, have that one, but fuck these ones. Keep that one.
Yeah.
And then something else will come and eradicate that, and then create this, then eliminate this, then go with this, keep this for a little bit, then eradicate this, and then keep this, and then eradicate those, then create these. Right, now that's the sort of humanity process right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hasn't that been throughout?
Yeah.
Some of the stuff here is not known. Some of the stuff from the mines is not known.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff from here, there, and fucking everywhere, it's either deliberately not known or it isn't known.
Okay.
Because it's, you know, they got in there too quick with our young ancestors and they destroyed everything before taking everything.
Took something and thought that the rest was worthless and left it and destroyed something.
Wait, you mean to tell me you destroyed that? Would you remember how it looked? Look, I told you once, I'm a fucking soldier, and that is it. Ain't got no photographic memory or anything.
Yeah, they took probably something that looked
I just
valuable.
got busy into that fucking drumbeat.
Yeah.
I didn't even look.
Yeah.
Oh, I suppose. They're all gone though, yes? Yes, they're all gone, they're dead and everything. Except for their wives. Oh, I suppose that's something. Or, you have human behavior number one, which is, well, I don't know if it is number one. Or you've got one that shares it. Okay, a few get lost in the process, no doubt. Because you're going to have the reverse of this. Which one do you think is more successful? Which one leads to extinction? And which one leads to... Because, you know, we're often told that war, after bad times and after being forged in the fire and all of this shite, but when times are hard, you really do go far. So why are there so many impoverished nations around the world?
Yeah. Who went so far then?
I mean, they've been forged in a fire for how long now?
Yeah.
And the next time I see a tribe flying by on their UFO, I'll believe you. Because, I mean, shit, man, they're living rough. Next time I see a homeless person fucking invent a shooting starmobile. Not saying that it's not possible, by the way. I just think that it's weird that we've got homelessness in an abundance world. Can you imagine that? God would be like, wait, what? Just run that by me again? You mean to tell me you were homeless? Oh, yes. Yes, I fucking was. Multiple times. On a planet of abundance.
Yeah. And people living in shanty towns, yeah.
Well, yeah, God. Well, how is that possible? Well, because they fucking cut everything down and put concrete buildings there that were shit. Right. They stole everything from the pyramids apart from the light and the dark understanding. They made incredibly dark houses but put you small windows in, but fuck your loft. Those darkness. Why? Oh yeah, this
Yeah. And instead of using a loft, the loft is empty.
People will throw stones because you live in glass houses. So then you better get the fucking windows out. That's like a safety breach waiting to happen. Okay, no. Right, any type that stays throughout the whole of humans everywhere, bringing all of their skills together. It doesn't look like a load of dark times to me. It looks like the dark times were somewhere here, and it just got better and better and better each time.
Yeah, it was supposed to, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've got a collection of knowing.
Mm.
Could you imagine that? Purifying water. Well, I think that's a lot better for the environment, don't you?
Yeah.
Growing food. Not bad. Building in deserts. The only places the lands that aren't used are deserts. Yeah, give them to the fucking mafia. They'll show you what to do with them. Didn't they take the desert? And they were like, you know what? Fucking hell, we get done this.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fucking impressive, though. And then keeping all of this sort of stuff, and how far advanced do you think the world would be? The world, not nations, but the world.
It would be, wouldn't it?
If it was all shared and all taught. So if there was a massive event, I don't know, a volcano erupts somewhere and causes massive devastation and wipes out quite a few people in nations. What do they lose? What does the world lose if that happens?
A lot of stuff.
Yeah. If you think about it, if each one's holding on to like one little thing that might be different to the other, and a massive event happens there, but they haven't taught anyone else, it's gone.
Yeah.
What happens if it causes a lot of things to end? Do you see? And there we have it, the drop back down again. Whereas if a lot knew this, they could all build it. They could rebuild it again.
Yeah.
And then the pockets can then, evolve to expand back out again at this level, and then keep climbing to the next one. And if another event happens, that's the only time they'll plateau for a bit, but it would never truly plateau because they would continue rising again and then expanding again and then filling the bag. And then is this really what humans have taught themselves? This. And then we call this life. And then we call this is the way it is.
Yeah, it's like that now, isn't it?
This is protection.
No, it's not protection.
Yeah, I know it's not. This is us and them.
Yeah.
It isn't.
But that's how it appears.
And then what, they'll leave in their small craft somewhere with what?
You know?
They're going to expand that using robots.
Robots
Oh,
are
yeah.
supposed to serve them or what? Because they don't do anything themselves.
Yeah, but they've just strengthened the gene pool of violence, ordering, control, massacring, and the total lack for one another for people they believe who are beneath them.
Yeah.
How long do you think that will last?
They will develop the same on their little craft, won't they? Little or medium or whatever, how many there is there? Maybe hundreds, who knows? And they will regret it.
And it will all be ego.
Yeah, because
And we know where that leads.
they are like that, yeah.
I just don't know how they'd ever change that behavior. Plus entitlement, I mean, and then it's very small and we'd be facing other larger life forms.
And maybe
That speaks volumes.
one day some beings will meet this craft and it will be just full of robots. Because the people eliminated themselves.
I'd send the white blood cells out, wouldn't you? That's what I would call the cleanup crew.
Yeah.
The space cleanup crew. White blood cells.
Yeah.
Yeah, very interesting. And then you'd have to ask whether ET is good or bad or neither or neither. Just highly protective. Again, because again, trying to figure out the behavior. That's if. And then what sort of message do we send out? And then we think the whole violent, stern, hard fucking is not a message we're not sending out fear. We could be triggering something in them that if they don't do something, that could be them one day.
Yeah.
At the receiving end of this behavior. That's a very interesting message to be sending out, broadcasting.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
Either you're aware of it or you're not. But even still, ignorance is bliss, right?
Yeah.
And then, depending on how sacred you found your journey, how collected you found your journey, how together you found your journey, this screams it needs dealing with. And then it makes sense for... And then it's until you prove yourself.
Yeah.
We often see this with life, don't we?
Yes, we do.
We see this in the way that life is structured right now, that you've got to prove yourself. Jump through this hoop. Now, come on, jump through this one. They're getting smaller, but come on, you can get your tight little ass through there. Jump through this one. That's it. Now this one. Now this one. Ah, trick question. Oh, I already knew you would do that. Oh,
yes,
that's good.
so
You did
many
jump through it.
rules, so many nonsense.
If we keep playing this game, we can keep playing until you're dead.
Yeah, you'll be so
You'll
busy
never ask
all
the
life.
outcome
Yeah.
because this is the fucking outcome.
Yeah, you will constantly be doing something. Yeah, I hate it.
And you know it's not going to lead anywhere.
Yeah.
Interesting. So yeah, no, then it depends on what type of life forms you come across as to what sort of instruments you'll put in, what sort of stuff you've already created, depending on how far you've come, how much more time have you spent thinking, what is your thinking process, are you more in the quantum, are you about supporting your species and the ones that aren't your species collectively,
Yeah.
and are you about creating an abundance, optimal operating mode, more of them
Yeah.
cooking at the pot. Humans already teach you with this, they can't handle variables. Well, then overwhelm it with variables. So already they've taught, if you believe it or not, up to you, they've taught others how to bring them down. They've just revealed a very big weakness.
Yeah.
A huge one, if not many of them.
Yeah.
Isn't it how you dominate others is how you can be dominated yourself?
Yeah.
Next bit. Or does it show how you've been dominated? And you are just repeating what you've already learned?
Yeah. Could be that as well.
Or is it a self-defense mechanism that is put into you from the Most High? Little defense mechanism. And there again, our AI has been taught what? Well, yeah, look at this. It's learned all of these broken people, look.
Yeah.
And then we tell it anything outside of that is abnormal.
Yeah.
When really, it should be asking the question, that is all abnormal, and this is actually the standard. And if they label it that way, then keep going. Because I think the self-defense mechanism is doing its job. And anyway, yes, so when we look at religion, they move away from this sort of stuff very interestingly, don't they? Why? And again, what do you know? Mystery. But still, what do you know? And would you follow other life forms, or would you follow something higher? And knowing that following something higher can often be manipulated. Because it's expected from you inside a certain area, as opposed to expected from you from within. And if you all go within, don't you? It takes a bit of patience because you've learned to ignore it for long enough, but it doesn't mean that it isn't broadcasting. And then you begin to find it. And then it begins leading you, which means yourself. And it doesn't lead you wrong. Because at the end of the day, its job is to stop you from going extinct. And it knows it. Don't you feel that it knows it? That within you, something knows it.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't know. This is where the wires get blurred then. There is a next level above this, because it's like the intelligence ratio, yes? The more higher up you go, the more you know, the more you understand, the more you experience, the more you unlock of this. Because it's teaching you to get into that frequency. Everything that we do, it reprograms you in quantum, yes? This is why it's a very interesting thing. Sociology affects your psychology, which then goes on to further create this echo, back and forth, this loop back and forth.
Yeah.
But when you do it, you follow it. The more you follow, which is the abnormal path of leaving the planet, doing this, coming together. That takes a lot to do that. Catering for all life forms. You are then tuning yourselves into a collective frequency, which aligns you with something, and therefore means you're ready. And therefore it's the only way to tune. This is it. Anything else outside of it? And reaching that. It'd be nice to do it collectively, to be honest, as opposed to individually. And if anything knows that, it's... You see, so the others, there's going to be two types of life forms. Some dominate others and play that role without ever getting there. We see this on the planet. And others are going to be finding that. Whilst all of them together are playing this role, and they're going to be distracted, busy doing something that's doesn't make sense. They're adjusting their frequency. And I think the reward of following it is eternal life. Can't be for nothing. And some people are like, we've been here before, don't worry, God will take care of all of us and this, that and the other. No. No. No, I think we adjust to it. We become the keys. And then depending on what they've studied back and forth, these other life forms and how much they know, they can mimic it. Which then, when you begin to see it or experience something, what does it cast you straight back to? Let's say you start having an awakening moment, yes, or a spiritual journey, and it lands you back to this. And you begin to see certain similar things, but because you've already seen these certain similar things, where does it lead you? It makes you think of this, yes? But then how do you go any way beyond that? Because you keep looping back.
It's repeating.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing, isn't it? Or, if you had a world where you didn't have this, let's say, where would you go instead?
Somewhere else?
Straight to the source? But to draw it and depict it as something else would be giving away power, wouldn't it? So people would think. Where did you get all that insight from then? Well, actually, I got it from this strange thing over here. What are you going to be thinking about? Well, that's being honest, isn't it? Well, you mean to tell me you tapped in? Yes, something inside my mind. And then someone else is like, fucking hell, I was thinking about something like this, this, and this. And they begin to think about it, and boom. And then making a statue that's authentic. What does that mean? This. Where did all that come from? That. I mean, it's very close to say 50-50, right? Because without that, this wouldn't be here. But without you, nor would its presence be through you here. So it's a two-way thing. And you learn something and send the information back, and then it betters the process for next time, and this time, and that time. It's like playing quantum volleyball. Maybe it's more like this then. No idea. Badminton?
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
And then that teaches you that there are more. So yes, this one can be standing in the way, kind of, but if we're learning it in a very different way, they were the gods. Yeah. And likewise, if it leads you towards one, what does that stop you from looking for? Anything else outside of that is disregarded, yes?
Yeah.
And again, if it comes from these structures, I don't know, and it's about taking over and hierarchy and the rest of it and this, that, and the other. You must kill, you must do this, you must... And then some of the stuff we're going, foods and stuff, is toxic. Don't care what anyone says. It's a bit no different from ancient times, them eating mice, right? I had a headache today. I took 2 mice pellets. Or the correlation is, well, I don't want to do that. Oh, Sarah, I don't think that's a very good idea, do you? Are you sure? Yes, no, we probably won't be eating those. We'll just dress it up like you did eat those. Ready for your jibby jabbies? I'm sorry, I know, but still. Interesting, but yeah, still, I don't know. Look at it however you want to, but intelligent life is out there, and yeah, you are it to some degree. Cycling this way. Yeah. And again, can these behaviors, are they really what you want? Is this really how you want it to be? Is this it? Are these cycles copied from something else? If they are, careful.
Yeah.
Because again, misinformation was done in a real weird way. Perhaps they thought these up. So that if you ever did burial desecration and took this wonderful stuff that looked all treasury, can poison be made to taste nice? There you are. So that means that certain things can be wrapped in gold and look really, but not the truth. But they know you'll see it and think that it's sacred and want to take it.
Yeah. Smell nice,
I'll give
tastes
them a
nice, looks nice.
And again, it could work out that way because these individuals were quite the thinkers. Is it a veil of protection around them? Is it E.T.'s veil of protection around them? Is it God's veil protecting around them? Who knows? Is it the intelligence? Was it them thinking it up? Was it the creators that keep you in this perpetual flow and the E.T. were just taking the orders from God, Most High? No one's coming to save you. I know. Shall we all go and have a pray about it? Anyway, gonna leave this one here because I got some exciting stuff to move on to anyway. But I wanted to go across this one again because, you know what? I don't know. I don't really care, to be honest. If it is this way, it isn't that way. All I'm saying is we should be careful. And there again, it's future thinking. If we come across life like that, what would you do? Leave it? Let it go? Watch it from afar? Put some just-in-case mechanisms in the planet? You fucking would, wouldn't you? You would. You definitely would. Humans love control. Love control. We know a very good system.
Yeah.
And then God is like, what the fuck is this? Intelligent life is teaching brokenness as well? Okay, no.
Oh, yeah, it is.
But again, impressive either way. It's very intelligent, but still, the brokenness gets passed on to another brokenness. And then if you find life forms, it becomes quite the curse as well, doesn't it? That if you start to teach them how. Give them the basics, but then walk away. As opposed to give it all on a platter, they don't find their way, they copy you, and then if they copy you, guess what they do? They make the same outcomes over and over again. And then what happens if they was destined to go on a different path, which led them to find or unearth something that was beneficial if given to everyone? Or let's go and have space wars. Do it this way. Make a whole fucking universal war room. Blow all of these fucking other planets up where the life forms don't do something you want them to do. And then lose all of these pieces of treasure in the process. And then just cherry pick what you want, I suppose. Yeah, these are alright. The rest of it's too broken and I don't know what it is. But this, I only wanted this anyway. Because that's what happens, really, isn't it? Cherry pick and disregard. And then we copy the same process, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they were going to do it, so maybe we'll do it. We went ahead and done it because we thought they were going to do it. And the rest could do it too, you know. Is there any more plans for those rockets, sir? No. Right you are. Why not? Well, the truth is that we're exactly like the ones we took this from. Not a remote or a tad bit different, you're not, no. We just wanted payloads and rockets and weapons on the end of this one. That's it. Anything else? Fucking forget it. What does it look like? We're here for you? Shit, sir. What? We're just being, oh, fuck, I can't be honest to these. We are here for you. We did this to protect you. Look at them clapping at me. Look at them. That's better, sir. Yes, perhaps I shall leave the sherry alone next time. Oh, my days, but still, no, come on. Anyone have any ideas with some of these, you know? Did you want to take this yourself and put some shit up into space? Yes, we fucking would, actually. Tough. Yeah. You could use it for naughty things. What, you mean like you lot? Yes. But we do it better. You tell us what to do and we'll do it for you. We'll even take the credit too. In fact, we'll even do it so much more better than you ever would. No one will ever know your name and oh, there was. We'll take from you and we'll give it to the generations going forwards for the next 50,000 years. Spoon drip at a time. Sir, mobile phone. Oh yeah, they don't have them yet. What was that? Just calculator. They don't even have those either. Shit. It was a stone something. It was a pebble ice going to skim across the lake. I don't know, whatever. We'll leave it here. But still, yeah, let's leave it there.
Yeah.